Hi, I'm Zahin Singh and welcome to Six Pack Classroom Educational Videos. So today we're going to be expanding on that amazing workout that we did yesterday and earlier in the week. The first workout we focused on 4 major muscle groups. A squat, a pulling action, which is the supinated row, a push-up, and an abdominal exercise, contracting pretty much every single muscle in your entire body. So now what we're doing is taking things to the next level. I want to show you a secondary exercise that you can add to each one of those 4 stations. So the first exercise that we did was a squat. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do a glute exercise first. What that's going to do is pre-fatigue your glutes or wake them up so they contract better in the squat and you get more of a contraction through the glute. Knees up. Now I want you to have your feet wide apart. The further you have your feet apart, the more your glutes are going to fire. Now your upper body posture plays a large role, so I want you to squeeze your back together and place your palms face up in a supinated position so you're not going to be pushing down. Now if you just push from that spot and you push off your heels like you should, you can go through a very long range of motion. But that's cheating. That's your back curving and your lower spine taking the work. So what I want you to do is make your body heavy. What I want you to do is rotate your spine, flatten your back, and push your lower back into the ground. By doing that, you have now turned your entire body into a plank, and your glutes, that's as far as I can go. So that's pretty intense now. So you're going to rotate your spine, push off your heel with your feet wide, and squeeze your glutes at the top. Now that in itself is firing ridiculously amount. So what happens is, that's how you squeeze your glute and get the best results. No longer do we need to be lifting big heavy barbells and things like that. It's all about technique. So you do those exercises before you do the squat. Pre-fatiguing your glutes before you get into the squat, so your quads take a big weight load and your glutes are actually more active as the primary mover. Moving on to the pushing action. We've got a push-up. So before you do your push-up, what I want you to do is pre-fatigue your triceps, especially ladies. Sometimes we get a bit soft under their arms. Let's try and tighten those up. Here's a great example of how to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a tricep extension on the floor. So I want you to dig your elbows into your side, place your hands so you know how far apart to put them. And what I want you to do is you're going to get right up over the top. Now from here, your elbows drop down straight to the floor, and now you're going to push off your toes, just pivoting on your toes, and pushing up over the top. So you want to be on load. You don't want to be sitting back here cheating. You want to be under load. So your elbows go straight down to the floor and push up over the top. So if you want to make it lighter for yourself, you can start to do it on your knees and bringing your elbows straight down the floor and pushing yourself up. So there are your options there for your tricep extension before you go into your push-up. So just like your glutes pre-fatiguing into the squat, you're going to pre-fatigue your triceps going into the push-up. So your chest now has to work harder because it's got no help, and there's overload on the triceps getting the ultimate results. Now we're going to go into the pulling actions. So we've got the supinated row that we're doing. I'm going to give you a couple different variations. So for your lower back, a really good easy one to target the entire back. What I want you to do is simply lie down flat on the floor with your palms back, and you're going to lift your head, squeezing your trapezius muscles together and lifting your feet all at the same time. So what that's going to do is that's going to squeeze your traps. Your legs that's lifting is going to help with your lower back, and your entire spinal system is going to be activated with your trapezius, rhomboids, the rectus spinae, everything's all contracting all at the same time. Now, if you want to focus on your lower back and have this workout really target and strengthen the weak spots in your body, what we're going to do is we're just going to do a Superman fly, but I'm going to modify it for you. What I want you to do is I want you to walk your fingers out and then squeeze your shoulders down, locking your upper body, so that when now you lift, your lower back is going to lift your entire body like a plank, and your lower back is going to take the weight load. So you're going to walk your fingers, shrug your shoulders, and then power up. Walk your fingers, shrug your shoulders, and then power up. So that's a great exercise for your lower back. Now, if you have a pull-up bar, this is the one exercise that you must do first before you do the supinated row or any exercise I just showed you on the floor. Now, all I want you to do is take a grip so that when you pull down, your forearms are parallel to each other, so not too wide. Now, the one thing I want you to focus on is driving your elbows to the floor. If you pull your elbows to the floor, you'll activate your lats. If you just go to the bar and try to pull your body up, way too much biceps will be activated and you're going to be cheating. Now, to keep your body stiff and solid and make it really difficult, I want you to actually bring your feet forward a little bit, contracting your abs, and that'll stabilize your body, making it harder. So I'll do the two basic ones first, just pulling your elbows to the floor, pulling your elbows to the floor. Now what I want to show you is how to bring your feet forward, and therefore it keeps your body as a plank. And you watch how much more difficult this is. That's just keeping your body stiff as a plank. Now, if you can do that 15, 20 reps, I'm going to show you something now that's really special. What you're going to do is you're going to shrug your shoulders down and pre-contract your trapezius muscles so they can't help. Then you're going to isolate your lats by pulling your elbows to the floor with your feet forward and a pause on the top. So this is the most difficult, I'm looking forward to this one, the most difficult pull-up you can do. And that's going to be absolutely challenging for you. So here we are trying to work out how do we make the human body so heavy that you're going to get the best results at home, and then you're going to get even better results when you come back to your Plus Fitness Club. Now, the last exercise I'm going to show you is to do just before you do your crunches. Now, or you can also do it afterwards actually if you really want to, but this is the new plank. So this is what we call the reverse plank. So instead of being on your elbows where you can hold yourself there all day, I mean, the world record is like 8.5 hours, so you're not going to get much results out of the plank. It doesn't really activate your core as much as what people think. Your hip flexors take a massive load to hold yourself up. So we're going to do the reverse plank. This is going to activate your posterior chain on your back, so the posterior chain. And what that's going to do is, that's where everybody has their weak spots. The anterior chain of muscles on the front, that tends to be people's strength. So we're going to focus and transfer the plank upside down, taking you from your strong point to your weak point. So everybody has tough glutes and lower back, so we're going to activate all those now. So this is the new plank. On your back, feet together, toes together. Now, I cannot stress how vital that is. As soon as your feet come apart, it's amazing at how much easier this exercise is. So feet together, your toes must be planted. Now, your back must be squeezed together, so you've got a nice arc in your upper body, neutral spine, back squeezed together, so your upper back is on the floor, palms up. And now what you're going to do from there is squeeze your glutes, exhale, and hold yourself up with your bum off the ground. And that's how we do the plank. So let's just recap it quickly. The first thing that we're going to do is your glutes, all your reps from there going into the squat. Then you've got your pushing action. So you go from your tricep extensions into your push-ups. But then with the pulling actions, I gave you a few options. Target your entire back, your lower back, or your lats, and make sure you do your lats first. And then we're going to go into our reverse plank, activating the posterior chain. I'm going to post this complete workout online right now, so you'll be able to see it as I'm speaking. And we're going to go through it together in detail in the description below. If you've got any questions or comments or anything, please let me know. Don't forget to subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and let me know if you have any other further questions or requests on any exercises that we've done already or we may do in the future.